ठीक है.
And one more thing, Niket, before we start, I was just thinking that like we have gone through a lot of.
Handling or a string class. So from the day one itself we used to see the string class, and that is of course in the argument of main method. So today we will see what exactly string class is doing and what is how we can do lots of experiment over the string class. So
Mhm.
a string class is one of the final class, and if you remember what do you mean by final class, can you tell me?
Final cut which cannot be instantiated
Which cannot be
or which cannot be
extended.
extended.
Exactly.
Extended. Yeah.
So final class, it is one of the final class. The meaning is very clear. You can't extend a string class, and it is also available inside java.lang package. So you don't require to import any extra package for this. So this is the two
Okay.
things you have to remember. Remaining another point you have to remember is a string class is overriding the three method of object class, that is toString, equals and hashcode. So we have seen last class very clearly what toString, what equals method and hashcode method is doing. So make sure
Mhm.
that whenever you are calling by the object of a string class any of these three methods, then instead of calling from the object class, it will call from toString, because I told you it's overriding this three method. Third point
Mhm.
you have to remember is a string is the only class, their object you can create by two way, with using new keyword and without using new keyword also. So a string can create the object by two way. So just have a look, then we'll show you how we can create an object without using new keyword.
Mhm.
So can you see here? Okay, fine. Let's try a bit different. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create a string s1 equal to new string, and here I'm going to pass the value called abc. This is the one way, just like a normal way, traditional way to create a object in Java, that is new keyword. And there is one more way, that is a string s2 equal to, if you are writing abc, this is also one of the object. Don't think like that, s2 is not a object. It is also
Oh.
one of the object of a string class. Now what is the
Mhm.
difference between this new keyword and without using new keyword? That is interesting. Just try to understand it. Fine. So inside the memory, actually whenever you are running any Java program, then basically there is two types of memory. One is heap
Mhm.
memory and another one is the stack memory. So heap memory is only coming for storage purpose, and the stack memory is coming for execution purpose. So inside the heap memory we have one section with the name of pooling pool. We used to say pool. So this
Mhm.
pool is divided into two parts. One is constant pool and another one is non-constant pool. So let me tell you once again, inside the heap memory we have a section with the name of pool, and this pool is of two types. Constant pool and second is non-constant pool. ठीक है.
Yeah.
So whenever you are creating an object with using new keyword, that's what we have created the S1, then your object
Mhm.
is going to create it under the non-constant section. So your S1 is going to create the location under the constant code. I mean non-constant code. And whenever you are creating an object by using without new keyword, that is your S2, which is going to create a location under the constant pool. So this is the major difference you have to remember. What is the meaning of constant with using new keyword and without using new keyword. Now, let's assume what I'm going to do. I'm going to create one more object, a string s3 equal to new string, and again I'm passing here abc. So value is same, but doesn't matter if it is a new keyword, then definitely it will create under the non-constant pool. And let's create one more like this one. Now we have created the s3, which is also having the abc, but we are using the new keyword. So once again, doesn't matter, both s1 and s3 is having the same value, but again s3 will also create a new location and inside the non-constant pool. Now S4, this is the extra things that you need to know. S4 is also having the value ABC, and inside the constant pool we have S2, which is already having the value ABC. So if it is a case of constant pool, then S4 will not create a separate location. It will be going to share the same location. So the difference is very clear. In non-constant pool, every time object is going to allocate a separate location. There is no common memory section here, even though S3 and S1 is having same value, but we are using the new keyword, it will allocate a new location. But in the case of constant pool, if two objects are having the same value, then instead of creating a separate location, it will access the common location, and that's what the S2 and S4 is doing. Understood this concept?
Yes.
So now you can easily tell me, last class I told you there is one operator with the name of equal to operator, which is always checking the memory location. So can you tell me S1 and S2, what will be the output?
False.
False. Exactly, it will give you false because S1 and S2 both are in the different memory location. One
Memory
is in the
location. Yes.
constant pool and another one is in the non-constant pool.
Non-constant.
What about the S1 equal to S3?
S1 equal
True
to
or
S3.
false?
New keyword. This is also false.
Exactly, because both are having a separate location.
Separate
Now,
location. Yes.
what about S2 equal to S4?
This is true.
This is true because both are sharing the same location. So this is the small things and but very powerful things you need to know about the string class. So S2 is also an object and S1 is also object, but the difference is this is in the constant pool and this is in the this is in the non-constant pool, this
Other
is
way.
in the
Yeah.
constant pool. Okay?
Constant pool. Yes.
So this is the concept of
Yes.
the string, you need to bother about that. Let's proceed further. It's very easy topic, nothing is much more than this. You have to only know the methods of this, and one more point that you need to take care that I will be covering. So only apart from this concept, it's all about the string methods, their library methods that is doing our job always. Come to the next program. Yeah. So here also we have the same stuff. ABC, ABC, S1, S2, S3, S4. Can you tell me the output? Here, only things you have to remember, we are calling the equals method. And since I told you a string class is overriding the equals method, so it will check the value of the object, not the location
Value
of
of
the
it.
object. Now tell me the output.
Yes. Then okay. First one. First. Okay. You're asking about all five or
Yes,
last two?
yes, all fine.
Okay. The first one is false.
False.
No. First one is true.
First one is true.
Yeah. Second is false.
Hmm.
Third is false.
Hmm.
Then S1, S2 equals. Then true.
Hmm.
Then also true. Yeah. Last two are true.
Yeah, you're right. So true, false, false, true, true. So this is the concept of
Yeah.
that you are aware. Don't need to bother a lot. One more thing
Mm-hmm.
you have to know. Let's say if I'm going to write capital ABC here. So currently, if you check the S1 and S2, it will give you false because the value is changed. That's the reason it is giving you false.
Yes.
But at the same time, we have one more method with the name of equals ignore case. By the name, it is clear what it is going to do.
Yes.
It is going to
It
ignore
will
the case,
ignore
and
the.
once you ignore the case, it will give you the again true. ठीक है? So according to your requirement, you
Yes.
can go equals or equals ignore case. So both methods are coming very
Mm-hmm.
frequently whenever you need to check a string class value. You can't check the string class value like this way. It will always check the memory location. Make sure that in the case of integer, if you are writing like I equal to 90, this is okay. You can compare any primitive value with the
Mm-hmm.
help of this primitive, I mean double equal to operator. But if it is a case of object, then you must have to use the equals method for comparison. ठीक है? Whether the based upon value,
Yes.
because once equals method is overridden, it is checking the value of the object rather than checking the memory location. Come to the next point. Now we have a string operation, certain operation we have. Among them, the operations are nothing but first is concatenation, second is comparison, concatenation, comparison, and third is substring. So these are the three operations we need to see under the string. First we'll see the
Okay.
concatenation. Now what concatenation is saying to you, let's develop one object here, a string s1, and we have written always ABC. If you are interested, you can write like this way also. This is acceptable. You can concat and you can print the s1 like this way. ठीक है? So what will be the output of a string
Yeah.
s1 here?
ABCXYZ.
ABC XYZ. This is called concatenation. If you are interested, you can do the
Mm-hmm.
same stuff like this way also. A string s2 equal to ABC plus s1. This is also acceptable. What will be the output of s2 here?
ABCXYZ.
ABC XYZ. Not only that, we have one method also, that is a concat method, which is going to use s1 dot concat s2. Can you tell me the output of S3 here? It is just like S1 plus S2. Make sure that.
Yeah. ABCXYZ. ABC. Then ABCXYZ.
Yes. ठीक है? So this is the normal
Yes.
concatenation you need to know. Now some more
Mm-hmm.
interesting concatenation you have to bother is, you can do like this way also, 2 plus 4 plus ABC. Can you guess the output here? What will be the output of S4?
2 4 ABC. Okay. I mean, yes. 2 4 ABC.
It will give you 6 ABC. It is always start adding from the left side and
Yes.
it is going to do the mathematical operation. It is a continuous integer number. Once a string came in the middle or anywhere in the expression, then the mathematical operation is not going to be done. So here you are to start adding from this side. So 2 plus 4 is 6 and 6 plus ABC is 6ABC. So that's the reason it is giving
Oh.
us 6ABC.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you are looking for 2 for ABC, then you have to write like this way. S5 equal to 2 plus 4 plus ABC. Now it will give you the 2 for
2
ABC.
for every. Right.
Understood or not?
Yeah.
Come to the S6. Here, if I write like this way, 2 plus 4 plus ABC plus 2. Can you guess the output of S6?
Yeah. This should be 6 ABC2.
It will give you 6 ABC2 exactly. Now what will be?
6 ABC26.
Right. Don't, I told you, once a string came in the
Start from the
middle,
left.
it will
Yeah.
start, it will not do the mathematical operation. That's the reason it's giving
Mathematical operation.
6.
Right.
Now, so you are clear with the concatenation, that's all. Nothing is
Yes.
much more than this. One more thing I can ask you, what will be if I write 2 plus 4 directly? What will the output of S7?
Mm. I mean,
It's giving compile time error, right? So it's not
yes,
possible.
it's not
Don't think like
considering
that you
it
can
as a
add the
string.
numbers directly into the string. At least you should must give the empty string also. If a string can do
Okay.
these all operations, then we don't require the another data types. So here you can add any numbers to a string, but make sure that at least there should must be one empty string also. That's the reason you can see in any number I have already given at least one string in the anywhere in that expression. Clear, mister?
Yes, but I don't understand. Why do we? In what scenario we'll have to do this thing? Because if you have to add, we'll add an integer and maybe just concatenate it or
You are talking about the line number 15, whatever I have did, where we
yes,
will do like
yes,
this. Then you
yes.
forgot the object class once again to string method. There itself I have used this concept. See the to string method how I have overridden and how I was doing. Since you have to return the integer value, but your return type is
Mm-hmm.
a string, what you will do?
String.
You can't add something extra that will make a user confusion, but you have to return into the string format. That's the reason I have gone cat or not. And you have told me you was always used to see this types of code on Google, but you was not able to understand it. I need to return a
Mm-hmm.
I value without doing any extra manipulation of things over that. But the problem is that
Oh,
our method is returning a string. I can't directly return I. I have to concat it with the string format, then after I can return it. That's what I did like this, no?
right. Okay, okay.
So this is
Yeah,
the scenario where you need to do like this way, and that's what I'm doing here also. I'm using the empty string. You can't add any extra things because it will give you user confusion. If I want the I value, then how can you give me some
sure.
extra data than I? Clear?
Right. Yes.
So this is the string concatenation process where you can add any data into a string. Next is a string comparison. So comparison is always happening based upon the ASCII value. So we have a ASCII value, for every symbol of the keyboard we have one unique integer number, and that is called
Yeah.
ASCII value. Yes or no?
Yes.
So your comparison of a string is happening based upon ASCII value. So what exactly we are going to do? We have a compare to method. So I'm checking. S1 compared to S2. So before that, let me know if you are comparing two, let's say there is a two guys and you are comparing the age of these two guys, then how many scenarios are there? How many possibilities are there? If you are comparing the age of two guys, then how many possibilities are there?
One.
Only one?
I mean, you're saying you're comparing the age.
Yes.
Mm,
Either both will be equal, right?
equal.
Either the
Yeah.
first one will be greater or lesser. So there is a totally three scenario. Yes or no? Three possibilities are there.
Okay. Okay.
Similarly, here also, whenever you are comparing the two strings, there is a three possibilities. Either the both strings would be equal,
Mm-hmm.
either first one will be greater or a lesser. So this compare to method is working accordingly. What it is going to do, it is taking the ASCII value of this one, a plus b plus c, and it is taking the
Mm-hmm.
ASCII value of x plus y plus z. So obviously the S2 is having more ASCII value. And let's first change the scenario. Give here also ABC. Now we are taking the ASCII value of first one also and second one also. So in this case, ASCII value of S1 and ASCII value of S2 will be equal because both are having the same content, isn't it?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
compare to method is taking the difference of their ASCII value and then after it is returning. And if difference is 0, then we can easily understand the both string are equal. Understood?
Equal.
So based upon the compare
Yes.
to return type, we are understanding whether it is a equal or greater or lesser. ठीक है?
Lesser.
Let's assume I am giving the x, y, z here. So obviously x ASCII value will be greater than ABC. So first itself it will take the minus of x ASCII value, minus of a ASCII value, and it will give you the output in positive. Then you can understand the first string is a greater than second string. ठीक है?
Oh. Okay.
If you change the scenario, if first one is having the lesser and second one is having, you will get the same 23, but you will get a minus symbol. So the meaning is very clear. If first is lesser than the
Yeah.
second one. And like this way, we can come to know whether the first string is greater or lesser or equal. So compare to method is returning always an integer number, positive, negative or 0. 0 in the sense both are equal, greater in the sense first
Both
one
are
is
equal.
greater and less, minus in the sense second is lesser.
Second
Clear?
one is greater. Yes.
Good. Now, whenever you are writing anything in a string, internally it is storing their value into the same concat. It's also the same. Yeah. Whenever you are writing something into a string, that is going to be stored in the memory in the format of array. How it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
stored? Try to understand. So let's say you are given S1, then S1 will store in the memory like this way. Hmm. So it is generating one allocation like this way. You know very well a string is nothing but it is a collection of array or character. It is a collection of characters or array of character. So it is
Array.
going to take a index like this way. The allocation is happening like this way in the memory. So we have a W E L C O M E. Welcome. So it is having here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So In the memory, your string S1 is going to store like this way. Now what I am interested is, I want the only third index to last. I don't want the complete string. I just want the portion of this string, and there your substring method is coming in picture. So I am passing the substring third index. So what it will do, from third index to, it will consider the last one. So here is a third. So it will take the C, and then after it will generate a COME. So in the S2 you are going to get the value from third index to last. So what will be the output of this?
Come.
Come, exactly. And let's say you are interested in the middle of the string. Let's say I'm looking for LCO. I don't want the front, I don't want the back, I want this one day. So in this case, you have to pass the two parameter to the string, substring method. So meaning is very clear, substring method is overloaded into the string class. One is having the only one integer argument, and second is having the two integer argument. In this case, you have to pass the two parameter. You have to remember, first one is included and the second argument is excluded. In the sense, 5 you are passing, then 5 will be not considered. It will take just before the 5. So LCO in the sense 2, 2, 5 in the sense 2, 3, 4. That's all. Don't consider the 5. So 5 is excluded. So it will give you the LCO into the S4. So if I run this program, you will get a come and LCO, and that is the magic of substring. ठीक है?
Oh, okay.
So substring is coming in picture like this. We know what where exactly it will come much more. Always you have to do, you have some set of a string and you have to separate that by a comma. So whatever logic you will implement, that will generate a comma like this way. If you have a string like this, a string S2 S5 equal to ABC XYZ comma AAA comma BBB. If you implement any logic to do like this way, if you want to generate any string after following the comma, then your logic will generate one extra comma like this way also. But I never want a comma in last. So where there your substring will play a very vital role. So see how I am going to do this. A string S6 is equal to S5 dot substring, beginning I am giving the 0, comma, I need to consider the last index, right? So inside the string we have a length method. So if you write S5 dot length minus 1, minus 2 basically I have to give, because length is always giving from 0.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
S6. Let's run this. Oh, not 2. Okay, okay. Last is excluded. I forgot that.
Yeah.
So minus 1 is highly sufficient. Can you see here? Your last comma is removed. So like this way, whenever you want to implement the logic, you are taking the substring help. ठीक है?
Okay, okay. Yeah.
So my target is to remove this last string, because I am saying you, whenever you will implement like this way, separating the certain value by comma, then whatever logic you will implement, it will generate the last comma also. So in that case, in the last final result, you have to call this substring method, and that will remove your last comma value. Fine. So this is the third operation, that is called substring or extraction of string also. Fine.
Yeah.
Let's proceed further. Now inside the string class we have a lots of methods, and among them we'll see some of the methods which is really important. Let's consider once again this welcome. Now what I am looking is, I just want to know the particular character on a particular index. So inside this string class we have a method with the name of char@method. So char@method is going to tell you, give me the index and I will give you the character on that index. So I'm passing the 3. Can you see the 3 is having the C here? Yes or no? So what will be the output of this?
Yes.
Caret C1. Yes or no? So with the help of
C.
caret method, you can take the particular character of that particular index. Similarly, we have a just opposite of this method, index of method also. So index of method is asking you give me the character and I will give you the value on that. So we have a m here, right? So I just want to know the what is the index of m. So if you run this program, it will give you the 5. So meaning is this one, it is generating the 5 index. So m is stored on the 5th index or not? Hello?
Yes.
So index
Yes.
of
Yes.
is giving you the index of particular character. Let's say you have a more than
Character.
one m, then what will be? If it is having the more than one m into this string, then it will always consider the first one. But if you are
First
interested
one.
in the
Okay.
last one, there also we have one method. So we have one more method with the name of last index of. Okay?
Oh.
So if you give last index of, then it will
Yeah.
always consider the index of last m.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's last.
Where is my drawing? So these are the three methods. Similarly, I told you we have a method, lots of methods are there. If you want to experiment, you can do like this. We have a tool. You can see code at point. Matlab it will give you the ASCII value of particular character. Code before point, just before that. Code point count from how many.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of things are there. You can go accordingly. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. You can check whether it
Sure. Sure.
ends with certain things, equals and also we have seen, index we have seen, last index is also
Mm-hmm.
there, length method is there. I told you length method is always counting the numbers of character into that. If you run this program, you will get a 7 because we have a 7 characters over here. Yes or no? So length is always less
Yeah.
than the last, length is always a 1 greater than the last index. Similarly, you can go for lots of methods are here. Now what I want to show you is that, let's say I'm going to give a white space 1, 2, 3, 4. So do you know that it will generate a length method as a 7 plus what? 4.
Okay.
It will give you 11 as a length. Can you see here? So in string case, white space is also playing a role. If you are giving the white space, this side also 1, 2, 3, 4. 11 plus 4, now it will becomes 15. Yes or no?
15.
So
Yeah.
white space this side also and this side also is there. But if you see here, it's not make any sense to have a white space before starting the string and after finishing the string. It is simply wasting your memory. Yes or no? So it's never
Yes.
advisable to use this types of string in the memory or in the database also. That's the reason Java people has developed one method with the name of trim method. What is the method name?
Trim.
Trim method. Now what I'm going to do, I'm calling the length method before trim method also and after trim method also. So once you call the trim method, what trim method is going to do, it is going to remove the white space from the beginning as well as the leading. So leading and tailing white space it will remove and it will bring the string in the original format. Can you see once again it becomes 7.
Yes. Yes.
So this is the string methods work, and it's always good practice whenever you are trying to store a string somewhere, then try to call the string method. It's always a good practice. But make sure that string method is not removing the white space from the middle. If you give the white space 1, 2, 3, 4, still it will give you the element. So meaning is very clear. In the middle, if you have a white space, that makes sense. So that's the reason tree method is never
Mm-hmm.
removing the white space from the middle. ठीक है?
Okay. Yeah.
So this is the part of tree method. Now,
Niket,
yes.
just one or two things. Uh, like whenever we say, suppose this S1 dot, we see lot of method displayed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I see it shows some percentage, and sometimes like you're seeing it now, it didn't show any percentage. What is that percentage means? I mean the usage of it or what?
I never seen the percentage. What percentage you are talking? S1 dot. Where is the percentage?
No, here it's not showing, but for some of the method it shows, like where it
So,
is showing string, right? The
uh,
class, it shows even percentage there. I don't know, I mean, why it
can you
shows.
give me any library class where you are saying this?
I mean, usually it shows for some general stuff.
No, just
I don't remember. I'll check it and I'll let you know.
exactly. You must take me. See, if you're doing the S1, then it might be give you the some variables name also here. S1 dot in the
Hmm.
sense Eclipse will access those members of that class which can be accessible in this class. So might be sometime we have a variable also, so you will get a variable also here. So if you go to the string
Okay.
class, then we have a lots of variable also, but almost the variables of that class is a private, so you can't access that. That's the reason it is giving you only public method which you can call here.
Okay.
Percentage I
Okay.
never seen, but if you have seen, just let me know. Give me an example. I will
And
see that. ठीक है?
okay. Okay. And one more thing, like on top, you are using some marker, right? Beside that, there is a class and some play button. What is that?
Sorry,
The
where exactly you are talking?
Here on top where you have all these buttons, just below window you have two buttons, right? You were using it. What is those for? Clipboard or something? Huh?
This one.
Right side, right side.
Which one?
I mean, no, I mean just beside that. After play, after three, four buttons, if you go right side, towards right, if you go, there is a, from
You are
where you are
talking this
taking the
one.
marker,
This one.
up, little up. On the button only.
This
Right,
one.
right, right. Yeah. Third button from here.
It is
Next.
something search and all. You bring your cursor, it will
Yeah.
tell you, no? So there is a lots of
Yeah,
search
this.
option, toggle breakpoint.
Yeah, this what is this for? Toggle break.
Toggle is for
Because I
coming in
see.
the debugging time. This is toggle. If you double click here, see there one button came. This is called toggle button. We have one session for you debugging, how to debug a program. That time I will discuss about it. Okay?
Oh, okay, okay.
This is search
Yeah.
option that you can achieve by control H also. If you press control H, it will tell you where you want to search something.
Oh, no, because it is always pressed in your this. So I was thinking if you
This
use
is
it
the
often or what.
default button for all Eclipse. I don't know, you're supposed to get this. So here it will tell you where you are searching certain things. It will ask you what types of file is there. So if you go for the real time, then we have a lots of file .java, .xml, .javascript, .css, .xml. So in that case, you have to, you are looking for certain keyword that is available in the XML file of your complete project. So you have to give ABC like this, and here you have to write star.xml. So inside your workspace, how many XML files are there? It will search those AB inside all XML file. So this is one kind of search. Another kind of search is Control Shift R. There, if you are looking for some manager class, let's say, so you have to type here. It will show you the all manager class available inside the your Eclipse workspace. So you can see this. So this types of things is available. This is a shortcut, and that's what this search is doing. If you click on this search, also see the same window I got, whatever I got by Control H. ठीक है?
Okay. I
Now,
was actually asking about the next button. Like this is always
which
pressed in
next
your
button?
this C. Yeah, this and beside that both the buttons are pressed, right?
That is what I told you. It's a toggle, no? I told you I will tell you later. Toggle.
Okay, okay, this button. Okay, okay, this button.
It's the toggle breakpoint. So it is playing
Yeah,
like this.
that's what it does. That is what it does. So I thought maybe this is the way you use it. I mean, while
See, there is a
working
lots
for
of
the job.
functionality Eclipse people has given inside that. Even if you ask me frankly, even I don't know all this stuff. So
Yes, yes.
don't
No,
bother
no, that's
about
all
that.
right. But it was always pressed, so I thought maybe this is something we should use when we are working.
No, no, no,
That's
it's
what I
not
was.
like that. It's not
Okay,
so
okay.
mandatory.
Fine, fine.
Okay. Now
Okay.
again come to the point. So what I'm going to do here, I'm calling the once again trim method. So my expectation is I supposed to get the original length of this string, that is 7. Yes or no? Before string method
Yeah.
I am calling the length method supposed to give the 7 plus 4 that is 15. That's cool. But after calling the tree method I supposed to get the original length of this string, that is what, the 7. Yes or no?
7. Yeah.
Let's run this program and see the magic. You are not getting the 7, still you are getting the 15. Even though you call it string method, but I am getting the length as a 15. Why like that? Here you are going to see the one of the very important features of the string, and that feature says a string class object is a immutable object. There is two kinds of object. One is
Mm-hmm.
mutable and second is
Immutable.
immutable. Okay? So what is the difference between mutable and immutable? Mutable object, once it is created, it can be destroyed. But immutable, once it
Mm-hmm.
is created, it cannot be modified, it cannot be destroyed also. So instead of destroyed, just
Okay.
consider it cannot be modified. So that's the magic here, and try to understand how a string is immutable, what happened actually. So whenever you are creating any string class object, you can't modify that. It is never possible
Mm-hmm.
to modify that. So if you're thinking we have a string and it's having the 4 white space here in the memory, and trim method is going to remove the white space from here and here, then you are completely wrong. It's never happening like this way. What trim
Okay.
method is doing, after calling, it is going to generate one more string without white space. So initially one string is like this way with having white space, and after calling trim method again one new string is going to be created like this way.
Mm-hmm.
Because I told you it cannot be modified the existing. Once you have written this string, of course it will be available in the memory till now your program is running. So that's the reason
Okay.
still your S1 is pointing the previous one, not the new one. So your trim method is did their job. They have created a new string for you, and in the memory we have a new set of string this side, but still your S1 is pointing the previous one, and that is the reason you have to tell to the string. Now you have to point like this way. Till now you will not do the S1 equal to S1 dot trim. You will not get a original string length, because meaning
Mm-hmm.
is very clear. Still the previous string is still existing into your memory. So if someone is asking you how can you say string class object is immutable, just give it this a small piece of examples and tell them if it is only one, doesn't matter whether we are writing S1 equal to or not, it should give our
Mm-hmm.
original length only. Is
Right.
after not calling S1 equal to trim and you are getting the previous length, the meaning is very clear. Still the old one will existing in the memory. Understood this point?
Yes.
So that is the reason it's never advisable to store your password into a string. Why? Because if you store your password into a string, the person who is having the very good knowledge of operating system and memory, they can misuse your password after reading the dump memory section. So as password is never going to store into the string format, and it's never advisable to store those data which is very sensitive into the string.
Oh. So how do
Yes.
you do that? There's some other thing or
We have a
encryption.
character array. So for password purpose, we are using the character array. That is also a string, no?
Oh,
It is also an array of
right, right.
characters. So you can use the character. So this
Okay.
immutable word, you understand what is the meaning of immutable?
Yes.
Good.
Cannot be.
So this is important one. You have to remember about this string class. Now that's all about the string. Nothing is much more than this. We have a certain couple of programs here, and one of the program is very important. Reversing of a string program. How to reverse a string? Let's see how easy it is. You have to think always how to reverse a string. Then in that case, let's say we have one string program. So two. Let's develop a separate program here. Right click,
Mm-hmm.
new class, reverse to. Main method, string s1, and give the same welcome. I want to
Okay.
develop a program to reverse this string. So first of all, you have to compose your logic. Logic is important. Once your logic is done, you can easily develop a program for any kinds of, doesn't matter reversing or whatever. So basically we have to reverse this string, and in one word I have to read the character from the back side. Yes or no?
Yeah.
If I'm talking about reversing the string, I need to read the character from back side, that is E, M, O, C, like this way. Yeah, what is happening to this?
I think the system is little slow and it's taking time to come or something.
No, this something's problem
Is it?
with this. Go to meeting setup.
This marker you get with the Eclipse or it's like some other?
No, it is from go to meeting.
Oh, okay.
Now, so I just want to reverse the system. Look at how I'm going to compose the logic. So
Mm-hmm.
idea is very simple. I need to start reading from backside, and for that purpose I need one loop here. First I have to read E, M, C. So repetition is there. So I'm going to use one for loop here. That for loop will start from S1 dot length,
Mm-hmm.
because I have to start from the backside, right? So what I'm going to give
Yeah.
here, S1 dot
Length.
length. But you can see here last index is 6 and your length is 7. So if you give length directly, it will give you one exception once again, index out of bound exception. So you have seen or not, in this case, char at I am giving 30, but I don't have 30
Yeah.
into this string. You will get one exception once again, because I told you logically it is incorrect. So you will get one exception, string array out of bound exception, string index out of bound exception.
Now.
So make sure that
Yeah.
it's not allowed to give those index which is not available inside your string. Similarly,
Mm-hmm.
if I give length here, it will give me the char at 7 that is not available. It will give you the string index out of bound exception. So try to put -1 here. ठीक है?
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
should be, condition what I'm going to put is it should be greater than or equal to 0. Yes or no?
Zero.
Because I have to do till last,
Yeah.
and instead of I plus plus I have to give a I minus minus.
Minus. Okay.
That's all, my loop is done. Now I am going to
Yeah.
create one empty string here where I will store my result. We have seen the concat process as well as char at method also. So char at method is saying to you, give me the index, I will return the character for you. See the logic? First time it will read the E and it will add with the S2. So S2 is empty, so the final result is going to store into the S2 is E only. Again you are trying to do
Yeah.
E plus char at, next time it becomes minus minus, that is 5, so E plus M. Next time the S2 is going to store the value is EM, and like this way till now it will be reading where the 0 is not coming. Now your final result is stored into S2. So if you run this program, you will get your output as your reversing of a string into the S2. See how easy it is to develop the program for reversing of string.
String.
If you don't want to do this, that also you can code optimize. You can simply put a SOP here, S1 dot char at I. But if you run this program, it will give you the reversing of a reversed string in the manner like this way.
New line.
So instead of print ln, use the print one.
Print.
See, you don't require one extra S2 string also. Getting the point or not?
Yes.
So this is the easiest way to reverse the string program. Like this way we have developed one more program. Here I am taking the user input. Can you see here with the help of a string in a scanner class? I am
Okay.
taking the user input and then after I am doing the same operation here. Once you are done with the string reversing, then there is one more very popular program asked by the interviewer, or interview point of view it's important, and that is nothing but palindrome program. What's that?
Yep. Palindrome.
You know palindrome? The word
Yes.
reverse is also same like a original. Yes or no? So it's very
Yeah.
easy. Once you are done with the reversing of a string, you can easily develop the program for reversing, palindrome checking also. Only the things you have to check is the original string or reverse string is equal or not.
Equal. Yeah.
And we have seen just now the equals method, which is checking the content of the both the object. Yes or no?
Yeah.
See here, that's what I am doing here. S1 is your original string, whatever you are taking from user, and S2 is your reverse string where you are going to store your reverse data. Now I am checking S1 dot equals S2. If condition is true, then meaning is very clear, the word is palindrome. Yes or no?
Yeah.
And if it is not, then definitely it is not a palindrome. Let's run this program now. I am giving the word called madam, which is a palindrome. Can you see here, reverse is also madam, and you're getting the result as a palindrome. Let's run
Palindrome.
this and give this time something else, which is not palindrome. You can see here, reverse is something and it's not palindrome. So idea is very simple.
Correct.
Once you are done with the reversing of a string, then palindrome program becomes very easy.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is the reversing of a string program. I'm going to give you one homework today. You need to work on that.
Yep.
And what is the homework? I want that you have to create one registration class. Okay? You have to create one class with the name of registration or REG. Inside this class, you have to ask the user. There should be two methods basically, register and display method. Register method will ask the user enter the details like first name, last name, but you must ask the username and password. Remaining data you can ask whatever you want, but you must ask during registration, enter your username, enter your password.
Okay.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
In display method, you have to simply display the method like your username is this one, your password is this one, your name is this one, like this way. That's all in the registration class. Only two methods will be there, register and display.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Then after you have to create one login class. In this login class, first things you have to do is extend the login class with the registration class. Fine. And
Yeah.
here we have a two method basically, login and validate. Under login, you have to ask enter your username and password. Now, this is so simple. Main idea you have to implement is validate. You have to check, user have to give the same username and password whatever he is giving during registration, during login also. Very simple. Here you have to take a two variable, username 1, username 2, password 1,
Yeah.
username 2, password 2, and under validate method you will know the equals method. You have to check username dot equals in if condition.
Yeah.
If condition is true, then you have to call the display method. After writing this sentence, your login is success and your details are like this way. If login is failed, then you have to keep login is failed and again call the login method. So validate method is always going to check the user has given the same username password while you know what I mean while giving the
Mm-hmm.
login credential. And then after inside the login class itself give the main method, call the register method first, then after call the login method, and then after call the validate method. Can you do this? It's interesting.
Yes, yes, yes. It is interesting. Yeah, will do.
First try by yourself. If you're not able to do, then I think you can do. There is no point. I have already the registration class. You can take for the reference after development of, and I have a login class here developed already and validate whatever I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing. Just try your logic first. If you're not able to do this, then follow this registration and login. ठीक है?
Sure. Yeah. So one question. So you said whenever user enters the the wrong username password, he should ask again, or it should just come out that invalid username.
Yes, exactly. That's what. Let's run this program and see how it's.
Okay.
So first output should come like this. Registration form. I'm giving some first name, last name, age, username,
Mm-hmm.
and password. Password also I'm giving A. So I'm getting your registration is success and login form is open. I have to give the
Okay.
same username and same password. Then I will supposed to get like this way. Your login is success and your details are like this way. It is asking
Oh,
me,
okay.
do you want to continue again? I'm giving yes. Again, login page is start. Let's say I'm giving some details like this way.
Mm-hmm.
Login is success. Registration is success. This time I'm giving the password wrong. Then see how I'm getting. Please enter the correct username and password.
Oh, okay. Okay.
ठीक है? So that is what
Yeah.
I want the response.
Sure.
ठीक है? You can do it very
Okay.
easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Chalo, so we have learned a lot of stuff about the string. Remaining are the methods, library method. Play around that. You will get lots of confidence.
Sure. Sure.
But what is the drawback you have seen in the string? It's immutable. Yes or no? Once it is created, it
Right.
cannot be destroyed. To overcome on this problem, Java people has developed one more class with the name of string buffer. What is the class name? String buffer.
String buffer.
Yes. So the only difference is it is also just like a string class. Almost all methods are common here also, but it is
Mm-hmm.
immutable. Once it is created, it can be destroyed also. And you
Okay.
cannot create a object of a string buffer without using new keyword. Another point, it is overriding only two string method of object class, not equals, not hash code. So we have a append method here. So create a string buffer object like this way, pass the certain
Mm-hmm.
initial string, or if you want, you can skip this also. And with the append method, you can keep on appending value and it is going to reflect in the same place of a string, in the memory. So if it is a case of a string, what will be first time welcome, second time welcome ABC, new string, again welcome ABC FF as a new string. But in the case of a string buffer, it will be not like that. Next time it will come here itself, welcome ABC, on the same place it will start modifying the object. That is the main concept behind a string buffer. Getting the point or not?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So this is the, whenever you don't want the immutable kinds of things, then go for a string buffer. If I run this program, you will get the output here. We don't require to give s1 equal to s1 dot append, s1 equal to s1 dot append, because it is a immutable. It is reflecting the value at the same place. Getting the point? So this is the magic. If you want to reverse, sometime interviewer is asking, develop the program for reversing of a string, and they are not giving any condition, Then inside the string buffer, we have one method with the name of reverse method. You don't need to write any for loop. You don't require to write any logic. If you run this program, you will see here in one line itself, you are going to get the reverse string. But interviewer is also very clever. They will not tell you, they will give you condition. Don't use the reverse method. If they are saying don't use the reverse method, then definitely you have to use the previous wala logic.
Yes.
Clear?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So here S1, okay, when we are doing S1 dot append, so welcome S1 has changed and it has appended welcome ABC,
Yes.
right? But
Yes.
if
Yes.
we do this, if we do, I mean, do we have append method in string as well? I
No.
mean, if we do it,
No. No.
there's
No.
no append, right? There cannot be. Okay.
There is a concat method. It's kinds of concat, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
There
Got it.
in
Got it.
concatenation also you are going to get a new string always.
Yeah,
So
but we have to give it to the new string. Yeah.
yes, yes. Now the string buffer is just synchronized. What is synchronized? Very soon I will be covering for you. If it is just synchronized, that is the reason it is very slow, and mainly it is coming to avoid the deadlock condition. So to get a fast operation, again they have developed one more class in JDK 1.5 onwards, a string builder. What is the class name? A string builder.
String builder.
So it is almost similar like a string buffer. The only difference is a string buffer is a synchronized and a string builder is a non-synchronized. What is this bloody synchronized and non-synchronized? I will be covering you very soon. Currently you have to remember a string builder is a non-synchronized. Remaining all stuffs are here also same. Append and reverse, you can play around this, and there's a lots of method, length, trim, whatever we have seen in a string, that all methods are here also. So slight difference. One more difference I can tell you, a string builder is introduced in JDK 1.5 onwards.
Okay.
You can see here it is since 1.5, and a string buffer is from JDK 1.2 onwards, if I am not wrong.
Oh.
It's not 1.2, it's 1.0 itself. Okay, so JDK
1.0.
1.0 is the base of that, and whoever class is introduced in JDK 1.0 onwards, those classes are known as legacy classes. What we used to say? Legacy
Legacy
classes.
classes. Yeah.
So we can say a string buffer is a legacy class and a string builder is a not legacy class. Okay?
All right. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
all about the string, mister. Play around this. Okay?
Sure. So this is very important actually. I mean, at least for me,
It's important, but it's very
string
easy.
classes.
Don't you think?
Yes.
It's easy, na?
Yes. Yes. I mean, you
Nothing
need to
advanced.
know all the methods available.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shall we proceed or shall we wind up?
I think it's enough for today because I'll try all this.
ठीक है. Fine. You must try.
Yeah.